Because people think that a goal is a thing. I want to make $10,000 a month. Well, that's not your goal. That's what you want, but that is not a goal, right?
Right.
My goal is to have a luxury automobile. No, that's not your goal. That's what you want. So
Right.
goals are more about who you have to become,
I love that.
right? Who you have to become. And so if you're someone who you want to make $1 million a year, but you've only ever made $80,000 a year. The factual thing would be that you can make $1 million a year because there's someone with your same situation, circumstances, background that has made $1 million a year. But why haven't you made $1 million a year? It's because of your mindset, the growth that you need to have, and then the perseverance, not giving up, not giving up. If you've all read 3 Feet from Gold, most people give up right before they were about to hit that point of explosion. So
3 feet
something
from
that
gold. I haven't read that.
what's that?
I haven't read that. That's a good one. 3 feet from gold.
Oh yeah. It's a story out of Think and Grow Rich, which is another book you should read,
Yes, I have read that one.
once a quarter for the rest of your life. Yeah, only read that. You don't need to read anything else, but it's a story inside of that. But there is a book that really expands on that story, and it's really great. But basically the premise is, and if you've read Think and Grow Rich, you already know the story I'm going to talk about, but there was a guy and he was searching for gold and he couldn't find it, and he's digging and he's digging and he's digging, and he gave up. He's like, screw it, I can't find it. And another guy came along and said, hey, well, what are you going to do with all this equipment, all these tools? And he's like, I don't know, you can have it. He's like frustrated. So this other guy picks up all the tools and he keeps digging. And it was literally 3 feet into the mountain where there's gold that completely changed their life. And I think it's a true story. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's a true story, which is pretty cool. So, so a couple of things that I did. So when I got started in my business, and I've always been the type of person, and even when I got started in real estate, if someone else can do it, I can do it. So I've always had that in me. And so you have to really get that in you, right? And if it's not in you, it's not in you because you're looking for a way out, because if someone else can do it, you can do it. But if you're saying, well, I don't know, that's on you, because you're just you're keeping a door open so you can scoot out the back. So I always had that. If someone else can do it, I can do it. What are they doing? What are they saying? How are they doing it? How are they dressing? How are they showing up? Right? So, and no one could tell me that I couldn't. So the outside noise went away when I started real estate. Oh, you can't get into real estate. You can't make, at that time, 6 figures, right? That was the goal. You can't do that. And I was like, why not? I don't understand that conversation. Why not? So I just shut out all those people. And then as you're building your business, I had a moment in time in my business where I could not get over the hump. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, you're right there and you're trying to get to the next level, right? You're just like, what is going on? And so I revisited the book, Think and Grow Rich. I bought the workbook and I just really sat down and did some internal work of, okay, what is going on here? Like, I know it's all me. It's no one else. We'd like to blame everybody else around us, but I'm like, no, this is Wendee. This is Wendee that's up against a wall here. Why can't I get over it? And so I created something that I call impact statements. And I took out my journal and I started writing down, as if it had already happened, that the first story I wrote down was me not making it and me giving up. But what I did that I figured out later created an incredible hunger inside of me is I didn't just do it how it impacted me. I wrote it on how it impacted the people around me, my family, my kids, my team, people that I didn't even know that were watching me, right? Some of you guys are up and coming leaders and people are watching you and you don't even know they're watching you, right? But they're like, oh my God, I'm waiting if he does it, I'm going to do it. If he does it. So I wrote this impact statement and I wrote it even down to my son being at the grocery store, running into his negative aunt and his negative aunt saying, oh, how's your mom's thing? Whatever. And my son saying, oh, she doesn't do that anymore. And just feeling the feeling of disappointment that my son would feel. And I just wrote it down, you guys, and I was sick to my stomach. I think I actually was crying. Like I was just like, oh my God, that's awful. Then I wrote an impact statement, the same thing, but when I did do it. And I wrote it like it already happened. And I wrote it how people were feeling. I wrote it what my kids would be saying when I wasn't even in the room, how proud they would be, my team that was now going to cross the finish line because I actually did that. I wrote down how it would feel, in our business, we have these big elaborate promotions and you bring your family. And I spoke on stage in front of 15,000 people. Like, it was amazing. I wrote all that down. And then I focused on that. I literally focused on that. And it kept me, I looked at it every day. The second I felt disempowered, rejected, scared, whatever, I would read it and be like, you know what? F off. Let's go. Like, I would.